economic development and their respective teams. Their dedication, diligence, and commitment to fiscal responsibility have ensured that the people's priorities form the foundation of this year's budget. Mr. Speaker, allow me to also thank the mother of this nation, the Honorable Prime Minister, whose steady leadership and guiding vision of putting Trinidad and Tobago first served as the compass for this process. Her careful and critical examination of the policies and allocations, her insistence on fairness, prudence, and her razor-sharp focus on national development has shaped a budget that is not only fair, Mr. Speaker, but one that is truly for the people. Mr. Speaker, I stand here today not only as the Member of Parliament for Claxton Bay, but also in my portfolio as the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. Upon assuming office, we were confronted with nothing but chaos. 10 years of neglect, incompetence, mismanagement, corruption, and maladministration within the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. We inherited a system that was broken, underfunded, and directionless. The former Ministry of Education was bloated in scope and hollow in direction, that paid little attention to technical vocational education. Mr. Speaker, what can be described as the most egregious act of national sabotage is the systematic neglect and deterioration of tertiary education and the skills training sector. Let me be clear. Technical vocational skills training is not a peripheral concern. It is a cornerstone of national development. It equips citizens with the academic, technical, and vocational skills they need to enter the workforce, to contribute meaningfully to the economy, and participate fully in the progress of our nation. Neglecting this sector for a decade undermined the very foundations of a prosperous Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Speaker, during the period 2010 to 2015, the foundation of a knowledge-based economy was laid. Our tertiary institutions were vibrant, they were prospering, with a total enrollment of over 47,000 students, a reported 60% uptake in tertiary level education. But, Mr. Speaker, what was left in 2015 was systematically eroded by 2024. Mr. Speaker, over the past 9 years, there was a total collapse and deliberate hollowing out of these institutions. By 2024, the total enrollment across 6 major tertiary institutions dropped to just 27,000 students. Mr. Speaker, what truly highlights the past administration mismanagement and lack of foresight lies in technical and vocational skills training. Again, during the period 2010 to 2015, the Youth Training Employment Partnership Program, which we know as YTEP, was a flagship provider of community-based skills training. YTEP delivered courses in full-time centers, part-time centers within communities, and community centers across the country. Most of these part-time centers were located in secondary schools using the plant and equipment in secondary schools. This, Mr. Speaker, has stopped. The last government forced YTEP out of the secondary school system by asking YTEP to pay to use these schools, even though they received funding from the central government. YTEP therefore had to reduce their delivery of their programs to thousands and thousands of young people and only concentrate on 6 full-time sectors. Mr. Speaker, this is not just poor planning, It is a reckless squandering of public funds. At COSTAT in 2015, Mr. Speaker, we left 6 fully functioning campuses. One in San Fernando, Chaguanas, Port of Spain, El Dorado, Sandy Grande, and Tobago. You can fact check that if you want, Mr. Speaker. There were 6 fully functioning campuses. El Dorado, in particular, was known as the Academy of Nursing and Allied Health, was opened and commissioned in September of 2013. It was constructed to address the nation's and the region's need for healthcare professionals. Mr. Speaker, this all-important center is now closed and repurposed for other means. Out of the 6 COSTAT campuses, only 3 in Trinidad remain open. One in San Fernando, that's being rented, one in Chaguanas, that we constructed, and one in Port of Spain, with just a single office in Tobago. That is what was left for the people of Tobago, just an office. These institutions, Mr. Speaker, are now just a shadow of what they once were. Additional to this, Mr. Speaker, while enrollment was dropping, we also met with constant overlaps in programs, duplication of skilled training programs, wasting valuable resources. The National Training Agency, which is the central authority for planning, coordinating, and administering the national TVET system, was diminished due to lack of ministerial oversight. This led to a fragmented training environment with multiple agencies and ministries operating in silos. Mr. Speaker, we also met with additional issues. Training institutions were issuing non-accredited, unrecognized certifications. Certificates were given without benchmarks. The National Qualification Framework, or the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, known as the CVQ. This meant, and this is instructive, Mr. Speaker, this meant that hardworking citizens, after completing courses and earning certificates, would go to employers only to find their qualifications undermined, not recognized, and their skills disregarded. Mr. Speaker, this not only has an impact for us nationally, but also globally. By giving out certifications that are not recognized, this severely undermines the credibility of Trinidad and Tobago's workforce abroad, Mr. Speaker. The blame for this, Mr. Speaker, falls squarely on the past administration for their lack of oversight, their neglect, poor planning, and mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, this is a sad state of affairs. By destroying technical vocational education, they signaled to the world that Trinidad and Tobago's workforce was becoming less skilled, less productive, and less competitive. But fear not, Mr. Speaker, we will fix it. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister of Finance, my good friend, who I have known for numerous years since secondary school, who I would now like to call the finance czar of Trinidad and Tobago, has already highlighted that he will open the Debe campus, which will be fully operational, offering courses in law, forensics, IT, and artificial intelligence. Mr. Speaker, the Debe campus signals a revival of Trinidad and Tobago's academic potential. Citizens no longer have to travel to the East-West Corridor to access the University of the West Indies. Whether you are living in the north, whether you're living in the south, whether you're living in the east or the west, you will have access to education. Further to this, Mr. Speaker, a new construction sector skills program is being launched, with a goal of certifying 250 young people, equipping them with the skills to contribute meaningful to our nation's development. Mr. Speaker, we also plan to strengthen the accreditation system to safeguard the system against institutional drift and fragmentation. Mr. Speaker, we will even go further. We will create pathways for secondary school students who wish to pursue technical vocational courses at the highest level, Mr. Speaker, by establishing the first technical vocational university in Trinidad and Tobago. Fear not, Mr. Speaker, we will fix it. Not only will we provide greater access for educational mobility, but we'll also ensure excellence. We will expand the vocational curricula, train more instructors, produce more graduates, and who are ready to meet the demands of a modern workforce. Mr. Speaker, our government is in a mode of resuscitation. We are resuscitating the drilling school under NESC, which was launched under the last UNC-led administration to supply talent for the energy industry and even those of our neighbors in Guyana. In fact, Mr. Speaker, we have plans to even support talent as far as West Africa. We are reviving the aviation campus under the UTT, commissioned in 2015 to position Trinidad and Tobago as the regional aviation hub. Mr. Speaker, where they dismantled, we will rebuild. Where they neglected, we will nurture. We will fix it, Mr. Speaker. I now turn to my own constituency. Mr. Speaker, this was a decade of neglect, disregard, outright failure. My constituents of Clarkson Bay, Pointe-à-Pierre, previously known as Pointe-à-Pierre, feel a sense of abandonment and hopelessness. Mr. Speaker, in terms of the institutional structures, it is heartbreaking to know that some of our secondary schools in this constituency are in a state of total disrepair. The Clarkson Bay Junior Anglican School has been closed since 2019, Mr. Speaker, citing health and safety concerns. Mr. Speaker, but hear this. The children were relocated to the police municipal building in Marabella and were forced to be shuttled to school by PTSC buses. Mr. Speaker, instead of fixing the health and safety issues reported for the school, you know what the last administration did? They stopped the buses from picking up the children, Mr. Speaker. The school is still in a state of disrepair, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Harmony Hall Presbyterian Primary School, Mr. Speaker, I visited that school twice. It is in a state of disrepair. It is a disgrace, Mr. Speaker, to have children attend an institution of learning in such a squalid condition, Mr. Speaker. I now move to early childhood centers. In my constituency of Clarkson Bay, Pointe-à-Pierre, and I say Pointe-à-Pierre because that is the name I have known since I've grown up there, there are two early childhood centers that were built during the period 2010 to 2015, one in Springvale and one in Gopolands. Mr. Speaker, these childhood centers were never opened. The state of these centers is utterly shocking. Mr. Speaker, this is just not neglect, Mr. Speaker. This is unconscionable. Mr. Speaker, it is mind-blowing to note that the children of this nation cannot go to their early childhood centers, Mr. Speaker. It is heartbreaking. It is totally shameless, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I am confident that my honorable colleague, the member for San Fernando West, the Minister of Education, will address the school repairs, and he has already indicated to me that we will fix it, Mr. Speaker, and we will get this thing done. Mr. Speaker, outside of the education system, I must turn my attention to infrastructure in my own constituency. For far too long, Mr. Speaker, for far too long, the people of Clacson Bay have been repeatedly crying out for help. For 10 years, Mr. Speaker, for 10 years, calling out for help. Their pleas have been fallen on deaf ears. And I need to call out the communities, because if they're up and they're watching now, they would want to know that their communities have been called out, because they have been in a state of disrepair and neglect, Mr. Speaker. Somsom Hill Road, Diamond, Bellevue Village, Windsor Park, Cedar Hill, Clacson Bay, Springvale, Macaulay. Honorable David, tell me when I'm going wrong. Suku Trace, Macaulay, Lalu Trace, Bandu Trace, Mangoville, Prance Gardens, Union Road, Marabella, and Gopal Lands. Mr. Speaker, these areas have severe flooding issues, deteriorating roads, collapsing pavement, landslip, falling bridges. This is the reality of my constituents live every single day. Mr. Speaker, but there's one item in particular that you have to hear about. Mr. Speaker, there's a primary school by the name of Union Presbyterian Primary. And about 100 feet from that school, there is a bridge. Mr. Speaker, the bridge is in disrepair, a state of disrepair. I'm sorry to use that word over and over again, but I have to use it. Mr. Speaker, the pavement, the sidewalk has fallen into the river, Mr. Speaker. For the past, it has fallen into the river, the sidewalk. The fish in the river are probably using the sidewalk, Mr. Speaker. Right. The children, and this is where the children have to walk, Mr. Speaker, to go to school. But, Mr. Speaker, we will fix it. I have already spoken to the Minister of Works, the Honorable Geraldine John, who immediately sent down her team, and her team came and did site visits, and project plans have been drawn up. And for fiscal 2026, I am assured that this bridge will be repaired. Well, Mr. Speaker, it would be remiss of me if I did not, as a member of Parliament for Clacson Bay Pointe-à-Pierre, address one of the most deceitful and destructive decisions ever to have taken by the previous administration. Mr. Speaker, they thought they would make us forget, They thought they would make us forget. You know how? They thought by changing the name of the constituency from Clacson Bay, from Pointe-à-Pierre to Clacson Bay, they thought that would change the whole concept and the way people think in Clacson Bay. Somehow they thought that we would forget 2018, Mr. Speaker. But we did not forget, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, paramount of perhaps what can be described of the compendium of injustices brought upon the people of Trinidad and Tobago by the former government, Mr. Speaker. The single, perhaps biggest injustice was the closure of the Pointe-à-Pierre refinery in 2018. Mr. Speaker, I feel strongly about this, Mr. Speaker. This singular decision I feel strongly about this, Mr. Speaker, having grown up in the constituency, having grown up around men and women who have worked from Texaco Trinidad to Petrotrin and different incarnations of that refinery, right, who have labored in that refinery. Mr. Speaker, that singular decision crippled the communities of Gasparillo, Claxon Bay, and San Fernando. The refinery was the heartbeat of Pointe-à-Pierre and by extension the nation of Trinidad and Tobago. It sent thousands of highly skilled workers, technicians, engineers, and operators on the breadline, Mr. Speaker. It not only destroyed the economy and the society, it also destroyed the psyche of the people of Pointe-à-Pierre. I don't know if they understand what they have done, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I have full faith in my colleagues. I have full faith in my colleagues from the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs. My friend and one of our labor czars, the member for Point 14, and also the indomitable Lion, the member for Oropo East, I know that they will fix this, Mr. Speaker, and that refinery will be back up. Mr. Speaker, the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the people of Claxon Bay have waited too long and suffered enough under the previous regime. We did not come to this House to defend failure or preserve comfort. We came to this House to lead, to serve, and to deliver for the people. This budget, as presented by the Honourable Minister of Finance, marks the first decisive step on the road to national recovery. This budget is about hope. It is about fairness, about healing. Mr. Speaker, this budget is about fixing it. We met this country in a state of disrepair, but today we are rebuilding it, brick by brick, road by road, drain by drain, school by school, community by community. We will fix it. And if there's one thing, Mr. Speaker, if there's one thing you know, we in the UNC have proven time and time again is that we are a government of performance. We are a government of competence. And when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Thank you, gracias, and Shubh Diwali, Mr. Speaker.
I just want to congratulate the member for Claxton Bay on his maiden contribution. Minister of Finance. What is it up?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, one more time, the members of the PNM in opposition have abdicated their responsibility. They are sworn oath in this chamber. You see, while many of them spoke, Mr. Speaker, while many of them spoke and discussed all the important things, the leader of the PNM indicated that she had the authority. She had the authority to speak. And the leader herself has abdicated. Mr. Speaker, the PNM has fallen. The PNM has fallen.
Hey, we've gone very well. Okay. We've gone very well through the 14 hours or 16 hours or however long hours we've been sitting. Okay? Let's not engage at 2 o'clock in the morning into needless, useless, unhelpful, unproductive heckling. Minister of Finance.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, they all had the opportunity to talk. They all had the opportunity to talk, and several of them chose not to. And the leader of the opposition, she vacated the chamber. She has gone. She has abdicated her responsibility again, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and they run. And they run. The most important is, you see, Mr. Speaker, they have nothing to say because they have no choice but to acknowledge that this is an excellent budget. The opposition spoke for many hours, Mr. Speaker, and they ran out of things to say. They repeated, tedious repetition, and still had no point to make. Mr. Speaker, this will be the shortest wind-up ever of a national budget because there's nothing to respond to there. So, Mr. Speaker, on the basis of all of that, I want to thank my colleagues on this side who stood up and represented the citizens of this country while members of the PNM ducked and ran and shirked their responsibility. Mr. Speaker, it is my honor and privilege to commend this budget to the House. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Honourable members, the question is that a bill entitled An Act to Provide for the Service of Trinidad and Tobago for the financial year ending 30th September 2026 be now read a second time. All in favour say aye. Aye. Any against? The ayes have it.
A bill entitled An Act to Provide for the Service of Trinidad and Tobago for the financial year ending on the 30th day of September 2026.
Minister of Finance. Charlotte.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Standing Order 818, I beg to move that the Appropriation Financial Year 2026 Bill 2025 be referred to the Standing Finance Committee for the consideration of the bill together with the estimates.
The House shall now go in. The House shall now go into Standing Finance Committee to consider the bill and estimates. Members, can I crave everyone's indulgence? Apparently, well, for obvious reasons, I don't think anyone thought we would have been at this stage at this time in the proceedings. So the procedural brief that usually accompanies this is not yet ready. Mr. Lucio has kindly offered to volunteer to print it and to bring it for us. So I'm going to suspend for 10 minutes and we return in 10 minutes. Unless the members would want to convene the committee and then...
He said he could suspend just for 10 minutes. They'll bring the proceedings that already started. If you just convene and then suspend. Just to get
Right. So I am advised by the clerk to my left, who knows this procedure far better than I ever would, and I suspect most of us in here ever would, that we should suspend for 10 minutes so that we get the procedure correct. So it is now 1:49. We return promptly at 2. Thank you very much. Where do I go? Through here?